live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the quarantine stream. I am Richard Millett, the one and only. And let us hear the beautiful, ever wonderful, ever beautiful, ever green quarantine stream theme, shall we? Beautiful. All right. Hope you're all doing okay out there. Hope you're all staying alive. This is called Flowers at the Foot of the Cave. Swinging light bulb above a cracked basement window, a painting depicting the creation of creation, and a makeshift bed. I made up a new name for you that I'll only keep in my head. My head. Look at the jewel resting in the bottom of the wooden cup. The stack of handwritten sheets explaining the steps of the ritual in rich, deep red, and the names of everyone there exist in my head. In my head. Charcoal renderings of saints ripped from a magazine and pinned to the door. Dented bits of metal shaped to make a mosaic and pushed into the floor. Quarter-inch thick spray-painted silver ribbons looped like ringlets in the air, and the floating stray white veins from a feather landing on your hair. Here I sit, half childish, with freshly washed clothes strewn over the chair. A tray with orange peels, melon rinds, and empty glasses rests balanced on the table's edge, while I'm reading a map leading to a room more colorful than the womb, where I can overhear things other than gurgling and organs rushing. But still, this will always be in its infancy, because love is where Genesis greets infinity. And for proof, you can look in my eyes, even though I won't confirm or deny how much of this is true. But I trust that will get worked out by you. Called The New Nature. We know what we've seen. So much more water falling from the sky, making miniature lakes out of puddles and forming little rivers and gutters. New homes being built where the mudslides ran, down the hills quenching the forest fires. So many new islands and bays for animals to gather together, standing on one foot. New games being played as new trees emerge in marshes and parks form over landing strips. We know what we think about it. Never desecrate the body, never poison the water supply, never bathe in insecticide. See and think. Never barter for bacteria, never throw poison down the well, never desecrate the body. In a glass sink, the water can start to build its own walls and divide its own chromosomes. In a glass shower, the nozzle calcifies the water and organizes the deposits into clear lines. On a glass floor, spilled water pulls away from itself, towards the corners, towards the door. On a glass ceiling, the water can reform into pointillistic droplet paintings. We know what we see and what we think. It's called One Possible Ending, and it's going to go straight into Passing for White. The morning started with the Lord Mayor looking through my garbage, then running down the alleyway, guardsmen lining the fire escapes. I was at the airport selling luggage and pleasantries. A 20-year-old let me finish his breakfast in exchange for a letter from his university. With so many people watching slow-motion explosions, I've started turning my sights towards unfiltered colors and unretouched images. The unwalked world where cures for disease sleep unnoticed in Brazilian trees is a word problem that I can't solve. While so many people are watching slow-motion explosions, I've started adjusting to diagrams, drafting tools, and handmade copper crowns. There are already enough code breakers for the next Cold War, more feathered hats and white suits in the lobbies of the finest luxury hotels that Europe has to offer, more handcrafted sports cars to speed along the smoothest roads man has ever known, more than enough gold to flake into steaming broth with sumptuously verdant acres of... You've used it before, posting signs pointing to the closest church. Hey, he needs an infusion and this coffee is cold. He stayed up all night to see himself dancing on television. The church is closed to be reopened by the mayor's cousin in construction. The glistening grocery store, the tavern with daily fashion shows. He set up a conference call and he's trustworthy because he looks just like me. Big white belly like a fish. The hotel with large chunks of missing bricks. The police station next to the building with a sign that reads a law firm. The truck enforcement officer standing in the oncoming lane with his arms outstretched in ecstasy, overseen by a smiling baby that's somehow able to say, I could smile 12 weeks from conception. I show my hand. I know. I always show my hand. Meanwhile, it's at 5 a.m. 2 cars, 3 spaces apart in the White Castle parking lot. One man each gets out. On the left, he's wearing jeans and a flannel shirt and a cowboy hat. On the right, charcoal gray business suit. They walk together in a V-shaped meet at the door with a handshake, then heated conversation. The corners of the cowboy's mouth start to bubble and foam as she's wobbling down the sidewalk. Her skin-tight clothes somehow still hang off of her as she's watched by a man in a tracksuit holding a cell phone to his ear in silence. 20 feet away, the party crew pulls a U-turn as she's wobbling down the sidewalk. Lance Romance throws 20s at the guys waving away fruit flies, then shows his people why this is the finest fire extinguisher you'll ever find. The party crew spots the car wash, and they get in line. They watch the jets bubble and foam, pretend they're superheroes with unlimited powers to make bubbles and foam. The Ranos Industries deployed a prick-approved ecosystem, agreeing on a settlement in widespread future technology, said accusingly and secretively retiring her company. Frozen in place, the beer cans, hair extensions, pubic hair, bondage wear, eagle eyes, white fumes, flying fingers, tops and bottoms, middling kingdom, gamblers rejoice. I'm in a flood zone, watch them bubble and foam, where form follows steam, bourbon follows cream, bubble and foam over the safety warning. The crude delight set one's sweat glands reeling with a shark tooth covered in pudding. The owner urges everyone to look out the window at the condo, tow truck, victim, night, uniform, camera, newspaper, bank, park, car, yard, new restaurant, as if he's got some psychic powers. He was taught the meaning of versatility, respect for the law, trust for fistfights, and an arid humor that snorts debris when under the advisement of enforced idleness. All right, now more than ever, Greatest question one can ask. Not the greatest, but a question one can ask. The general that only cares about tomorrow also expects everyone to echo the same expression. When the general could no longer see the power of their influence, they try and exert control over any small circumstance under their command, while the brigadier general worries to no one if they need a transfusion. The colonel, who's concerned that not enough people's fingerprints matches theirs, requires a warning on the front page of each report, along with a summary cut together by a subordinate in a matter of minutes so they don't have to waste any energy generating any contradictory thoughts. While the captain enters their coordinates so the location is known and updated every moment, which leaves the captain free to make new discoveries like the wheel or gravity. Then they sell their findings to the executives or campaign staff of their choice, urged by a strong sense of benevolence, a tribute to charity as a force. And the first lieutenant's unmatched love of history is proven by the pictures taken of their parents with Goebbels in Brazil in the 70s. And the second lieutenant's jealousy shows and grouses to one, "That's not Goebbels, it's clear it's Martin Bormann." The sergeant major that reset the standards of esprit de corps doesn't know the panic they'll feel a few short years later when they are urged out of the way, or that they'll become stiff with resentment and resolute in their calls for punishment and institute measures to monitor how the company behaves. While the staff sergeant writes on a photo of themselves, "The future points to you," and daydreams about collecting the remaining virginities from the sorority house down the road, and they already have the names, ages, and weights in a frequently updated database. Then the staff sergeant complains about commercials before content. The chief warrant officer who breaks ranks to research the order the alphabet was created in gets rueful about seeing themselves age and attending charity events, funerals, and hospital visits, seeing their face in the mirror more washed out than before, wondering as they write their commencement address, who will even be paying attention in the audience? Drinking from puddles, seeing what the sky says, not being able to read handwriting as children. And to the private, it's all an eye roll and all so boring and shallow. To see another round of legacy shut out by an offhand remark, the private doesn't ask any of the officers where they should start. What's the matter where rebellion is kitsch and trauma is Walmart? The specialist greets the private. They each think the other is a dilettante, and later the specialist considers, what's the matter where you have 1,000 followers and not a dozen supporters? Would you sell the relics? This is it's called Two Franciscan Nuns. Chewing mint leaves while crossing the Calumet River, the paper mill's exhaust pipes interrupt the vista. Mules waited with surge protectors, hairspray, and cassettes, a riverboat of morphine-addicted ghosts over there on the left. Two Franciscan nuns wanted to build a hospital, but settled for organizing games of chance. In their hotel rooms, they squeeze out extra acidic orange juice and excommunicate people with unpleasant names from the phone book. Two Franciscan nuns helped decorate an admiral in the pensioner's home after he'd misplaced his uniform. They blessed his pills, kissed his parakeet, and as he slept, gathered sets of his false teeth to sell at the swap meet. A brain with blood and oxygen is better than a fish who talks. What some people see as skin discoloration is in fact the natural pigmentation when viewed from inside. Some newspapermen have always known this, and indeed, they have nothing to hide. It's called Allison with the blue sea and icebergs there. She's ice cream, and there she's down the hall. She uses words like everything and all. I can hear her, but I can't make out her features. I know she spends her weekends in a cement cinema making notes. The girl next to her tries to see what she wrote. Allison wonders why the guy in the elevator keeps glancing at her and why the weather keeps jumping between rain and sun every 30 minutes. She keeps saying, "Quit asking me questions. I'm innocent," as people assume she's joking. Allison wonders, what are the windows thinking on a day where there's a white line down the center of the sky? Her mind cuts back to the guy on the elevator with a quick, "Look at me, look at you, we're equals." Allison wonders if she can keep hiding while knowing that they're following me. Allison writes, "What started as hopes are now observations, mostly about nature, and being young stops being fascinating once it's done." Allison looks down at her bowl of spinach, and her eyes focus down on the details of one leaf, and she quietly speaks. An atheist sees this and can only think of the mud it grows from. Allison writes, "We extend grace out of our own sense of grace," and smiles because she's not sure if that's something of her own or something she's half remembering from 2 or 3 incarnations ago. Allison considers why her back and hands are so slippery when she's invisible, and then she tells her sister, "My tongue is a graffiti sponge. I wonder if I'll have to make love in front of a judge." Allison considers that she's a character who looks and acts exactly like her, then draws a bath with the lights off. Allison invites her guests to walk barefoot while cherries and red confetti float out of her phone. Allison considers emptying cash registers if the security cameras lose power. But what she mostly wants are completely natural segues with no artificial blends. So with that, make thoughts your aim or nerve blaming when all meet with you at your beginnings, but make allowances for their worn-out tools and make dreams a trap for fools after they are gone. Called May. Get it together. Get it yourself. The feelings you had linger for months. Under the ground, garden life albatross, she bleeds all over me. I say ball and chain in simple words. Idealization, affiliation, detoxification, menstruation. Dirt in the coffin, she's bleeding on the flower stems. Up in the air, salivating tissue. Under the ground, dirt on the nails, bleeding again. Extend a hand in loving help, but maybe you should just kill yourself. Call I'm dancing with the skeleton key. I'm dancing with the skeleton key pinned under my belt the night after I'd had 2 simultaneous dreams in ocular split screen, one where a white-tailed fawn galloped to the front door and another where my brother couldn't sleep. I'm dancing with the skeleton key tied on a twine cord around my neck, remembering when my sister was locked in a minivan and stranded in a parking lot outside Austin. She kissed the windows and ate the tape in the cassette deck. I'm dancing with the skeleton key in my unopened mouth, tucked behind my wisdom teeth and obscured by my tongue. I have memories that my sister still won't believe, and I miss the 20th century. It could have been so much better. Without fucking idiots. I'm dancing with the skeleton key scotch taped to my arm. When I was in school, the vice principal gave himself a heart condition trying to figure out who had stolen from the convenience store, then boasted about it on the blackboard. I'm dancing with the skeleton key in the grotto of a dilapidated Catholic church, where the priest once confessed to me that after each funeral he performed, the only way he could raise his spirits was by making uneasy music with the organist. I'm dancing with the skeleton key concealed in an alley while bells chime at midnight near the railroad and kids with no curfew dodge between dashing headlights on their way to play hide and seek in the park. I'm dancing with the skeleton key laid on the floor of a garage while my brother draws out diagrams on poster boards, connecting lines from consequences of thoughts to isolated islands of thinking divided by unintended regression of actions. I'm dancing with the skeleton key while I'm safe at home, looking at sealed bags of clothes that I stopped wearing years ago while I was running for mayor on an unconfirmed platform of leaking information about the governor. I'm dancing with the skeleton key in an adjacent office because the evidence my brother uncovered just got delivered to the lawyer, and he predicts it will make the judge jump and remove any condemnation from his mouth. I'm dancing with the skeleton key in a strip mall pool, and before that a man-made hill, the trucked, demilitarized waste over from a Floridian base, and it will still take 100,000 years before any of it reaches its half-life. I'm dancing with the skeleton key clasped tightly in my hand as I watch my sister in the mirror speak sentences with one word and plant orchids next to power lines in the backyard. Then she dots the driveway with empty jars to accurately measure the rainfall. I'm dancing with the skeleton key in my pocket moving loosely with me, while my brother used to cry bitterly to our parents every time he got a ticket refuting each offense, denying that he did any of it. I'm dancing with the skeleton key sliding uncomfortably in my shoe, but the nuisance helps remind me to always have the presence of mind to hold up what I was taught, that when the rent is due, it's better to be full and well slept than to just hand over a blank check. I'm dancing with the skeleton key pressed into a book, watching leaves in the wind and a novelist at a press conference performing fake sign language, hoping it will get him the attention he wants for trying to revive the printed word. It's called Everyone. Too late in the evening, 7:45. That man around the corner lost his ring in a fight. Here comes St. Thomas walking through the door. Found himself an auction. Bought everything on the floor. I don't wake up too early. I don't cut my face. I don't call any strangers. I don't look for their graves. Everyone gets half of what they want and half of what they don't. Half of what they couldn't and half of what they won't. Pork chops in the kitchen, above the sink there's a light. No milk on the table for the blink of an eye. Up the road is a driveway where they come out paid. Yeah, they come out smiling, dead cats in their way. Everyone gets half of what they want, half of what they don't. Half of what they couldn't, and half of what they won't. This is, I've said this as an introduction for this piece before, but it's pretty accurate. This is about somebody that gave up. I haven't. It's called Philadelphia. I was in Philadelphia waiting for the maid. I glanced out the window down at kids younger than me looking like I did when I was 16, comparing biographies, completing each other's fragments, exchanging glasses, freezing enzymes on magnets. I stopped by the swimming pool and flicked a few crumbs out of the water. The convention got postponed into a parade. The police misplaced the exit, were unsympathetic to the problems that they had failed to protect. Like a dinosaur shell had fallen and cracked the Liberty Bell, whose continued drone quit cell phones and traffic, and didn't cease until a line was cut to the Bryn Mawr bricks, which had gone unrestored since 1936. And Carrie, you saw the same kids I did. You knew it had come to this. Carrie, hold out your hand. I want to reprint the sponsorship, because what was necessary is now barely arbitrary. I was watching a movie with a chapter of Valley separating the tombs and art that could be pointed to, and the assertion of dance, because that's when they can't aim at you. And you've been waiting since 1936 34, sleeping at Hepburn's door while I wanted to be related to Betty Davis. Carrie, hold out your hand, because I don't want just entertainment. I want some dark victory to grace us. Those kids were rendered wet and recruited with the Tourette's of decade-old prints that took every context and ground it dull until there was no place left to articulate yourself through anything other than facts. Carrie, hold out your hand, because the distractions aren't safe. Hold out your hand, because your stage used to be my private place. All right, we're gonna see if this works. It may not. It's the way things go. That's the way things go. If it doesn't work, we just won't do it. Called Conspiracy of Silence. And as a great man once said, conspiracy of silence speaks louder than words. We walk by each other on the street. You do not speak. I can see you have no ambition. You can see I have no standards. I do not speak. We're equals. We're parallel. I've seen you in the water. You've seen me dream. We walk by each other on the street, never met, but there's still a blink of recognition. We enter the plane. We're flying over England, viewing from behind the wings, seeing St. George's Cross spread over the aisles to the carriage of the Queen. It's a conspiracy. 35 millimeter slow motion shot of Bernini St. Longinus. Who wrapped it round and hung the wires that had been laid at the feet of the Empire? Ever picked up that call? We walk by each other on the street. We don't know each other. We do not speak. I roll my eyes and you repeat the conversation from a passing taxi. It's a conspiracy. Your family had donated a house to the National Trust. Are those your cards on the nightstand? Is that your glass of wine? And would you like some privacy? Blue, green, communism was a red herring. We are water, etching lines and rocks, running diagonal patterns over the face of the clock, blurring the note on the windscreen. A pristine, steady stream or drops from the sky, echoing down to your mouth, and you need to ask, wondering like your feet are on fire, and these are your first steps into the bath, a murmur, a moan, and you need to ask, ever read the unread sentence? Did you walk around in Oxford, feel the fog touch your curled hair? I can't, in the everlasting, all my dreams, all my dreams, all my dreams, all my dreams are in blue and green. The herring was red. I sleep on a purple bed with fresh white sheets. It's a conspiracy with a wink of complicity. I can slip right in an inside improvisation, not a pantomime playing the museum of the mind. It's easy, it's instant. If you want it and I want in. Does it diverge from memory? It's a conspiracy. Did the blue dog climb fucking your stairs? What kind of candy was it and when did you take it? Was it dark chocolate covered cherries? It's a conspiracy. conspiracy. Like the lilting willow, we walk from window to window. We don't know each other. The tempered glass is salt water in our hands. I think I need to give thanks. I think I see a lantern you're holding out of the ground, and more like the weeping wall curled into a ball and newly resolved. A dam sharing a pantomime. It's a mystery. It's a conspiracy. Ever swing on the gutter like a vine? Ever fly over the jungle in a silver plane and see it wet with rain? Did you ever sing that song the lyricist couldn't find the words for, but had a flowing melody, more uplifting than nearer my God to thee? No crying tonight, and you think it's a conspiracy? We walk by each other on the street. You've seen me. I don't know you. We don't speak. There's an open hand above your head, but it's an optical illusion. From the clouds without sound, it's your secret to keep. It's a conspiracy. Was that you on the balcony? What do you say? The painting there, did you find it confusing? Think it lacks meaning? But look right to left, not center down. It's all one scene. Do you see it now? It is a conspiracy. And hey, Gregory, we got ways of getting people to talk too. But who can be bothered to listen when you can bite your lip and tap your fingernails on the scissors? Who wants to listen when they ain't? Well, you know, it's a conspiracy. Yes, you heard me and made me admit your moment, your Pyrrhic victory. Can I have this dance? It's a conspiracy. We walk by each other on the street. We see each other. We don't speak. Your fingernails are blue. Your lipstick is green. The leather on your boots is frayed at the seams. And I know that in your dreams, you're still 15 with a stolen cigarette you nicked from the vending machine. The lung branches are soaked and your bubble perm is fast falling. And wouldn't it be funny if your interior life from now on is just this moment, endlessly repeating, same photograph on the wall mistaken for a mirror, and you can identify and you can empathize, but you can't know what on earth. We see each other on the street. Duke Ellington, East St. Louis plays the theme. Cast iron boat. Sterling Silver Symphony. We don't know each other. You start to speak, but it's drowned out by the man with the loudspeaker and the papers proselytizing his religious belief. It's like we're caretakers to something we never saw, never knew, but understand purely on instinct and instant assimilation, empathy, ecstasy, impressions of the senses. We are the examples. It is ours to not let the chartered land that gives us food to eat and water to drink, a place to walk and live, vanish in clouds, or become such a stranger that we're only hearing clashing tongues and react with a stance that turns wretched, frozen, and cavalier. We will reach and remain unlabeled, walk free in the community, fly over and under unanimity. We are the examples. We trace the dim signal. We will remain enthralled and observe the entrance and relics and rituals without. And he used to kiss her often on her. When you talk to the clouds, can you? When you talk to yourself, father's mother, 7 flowers on 7 stars on the chest of the Creator. We realize what is within and outside of us, what's invisible to the eye and eludes our touch. We understand the light inside the image obscures the image inside the light. The red and blue, the blue and green. You never sleep. We see you dream. It's a conspiracy. Someone said to me, you see a chair as it is, but when you burn the chair, you see the chair in your head did not burn or disappear. I see you on the street. You walk forward and ask me about the play I'm staging or film you're making. You definitely know it has 7 scenes, but I wouldn't know about that because I'm not into numerology. Surely you're joking. It's improvised. Have you been rehearsing? Are all your actors established? Well, we're not anonymous, but it's all true, all done in secret, and we might just not let in an audience. We will walk out of the auditorium in absolute quiet, single file, with a hidden illicit recording to prove that it was a staged event. Motor oil on a block of ice, river of fire where a miracle was denied. She who would not open her kitchen but later passed the sentence on the wall, pointed at the words and said, "That's not my opinion." Pastor Corbett asked her, "Then why the fuck did you answer the call?" Filtered water poured carefully on top of a block of ice and seeping down the slanted floor slowly toward the recording device, from whom no secrets are hid. I'll believe this one thing even if the rest of the list is lies, until we crystallize. Loretta's address scrawled in the back of the book of names, crossed out and replaced with a charcoal drawing from a cave. It's a conspiracy. It's like those articles she never read because the editor said they were written without beginning or end. It's a conspiracy? Of course, they're sitting in a circle, a celebration among friends, sharing your favorite passages out of a blank book, closed circle making notations on the pages with a candle wick. The chandelier hangs beautifully, laughter sparkles, and the champagne from the cellar under the cellar is free. Yes, 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 it is a conspiracy. You walked in, I woke up. We were docked outside Oyster Bay on a mutual friend's houseboat. You arranged the table, gave a long look and said, "I'll give you good reason to take away my right to vote." We see each other on the street, eyes looking at the stoplight intently and drinking coffee that smells like crayons. The guy next to me on his iPhone reads, "Intimations of infidelity were a red herring." Me and the guy selling Streetwise laugh at his timing. Must be a counselor, apparently, or a confidence man, or a trial lawyer playing fast and forgetful with the facts, or a city planner changing his mind with every passing glance. We are walking out of Preston, zipping up your leather jacket. And when you said you laid nude with your adversary, I asked how it happened. You accepted the invitation, met in the garden, rested your heads on the stone wall that runs the perimeter. Did you pay rapt attention when the nightingale told his fairy tale? Did you ache in the silent seconds of the confession? You see me on the street. I see what's in your hands. Our eyes don't meet. As people walk out of Walgreens, you ask, did you pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you? Do you bless those who curse you? I will tell you this. It's a conspiracy. The morning mass was busy ignoring any message that wasn't theirs. It's a conspiracy? Was that a sneer? We know. She was standing on the corner in South London under a red umbrella on a sunny day, glass necklace and a gold waist chain. Do you have a title? Yeah, but I can't tell you. Why can't you tell me your title? Because it's pre-verbal. Look, can I take what I need? Please. I said to her, she said, I'm your sister and you just don't know it. Not a martyr, a seer, not an abandoned spirit. Is this Don Giovanni? It's a conspiracy? I hailed a limousine. We walked by each other on the street. We've never met. I know what kind of fruit you eat. I have no ambition. You're trying to get my attention by throwing the flag on my feet of the gentleman delivering a block of marbled meat with a business card tucked neatly in the wrapping, 7 numbers in blue ink over the lettering. Did you count the columns around the building? 34 in a perfect circle? Ever been up to the top floor, skip school one morning and take the tour? We walk by each other on the street. You're carrying a painting. We won't speak. I don't sleep. You cannot dream. You walk up to the white door and wait for access. You left a book on your desk. The cover was worn and the binding was torn, but you like the questions it asks. Razor cuts. How many songs can you sing in the sun? How long is the transmission? 7 flowers on your chest. It's not for lack of trying. It's a conspiracy. You walked in an oval. You thought over each permutation of the image's meaning. You looked through the stainless steel window and down to the streets, and you looked at me. It's a question of genealogy. We see each other. We do not speak the question. They looked at you. You looked at me. It's a conspiracy. It's called Slow Boat to China. The razor skin fell on the seat. The roof had been gouged out by a kid. The exits were guarded. A few numbers written down, typed out in a foreign language, all the product of inflation. The casino slot machines paid out with surf music in a 20-minute ring. The plumber knocked on the last room of the far wing and was tipped with uneaten meat. I keep trying to leave, but I only get more inside. I made it out of the garage only to be stuck behind a foreigner with $1,000 hubcaps on a $50 car. A girl climbed up the mic and before she got numb asked them how they could stand the climate. She was from California, never was snowed on, didn't get stopped by trains 20 miles to 5 miles, then all the way down to 3, ranging from dour to catatonic to irate. Can't tell a building from a train. Everybody drives through except for me, though. I stopped the frame. I took the wrong exit, driving into the marching band display and wrote my senator complaining to his face, and he wrote back saying, "Yes, son, it's about time we did things your way." Everybody acting like an altar boy, looking for a lampshade to make straight, some Sunday spending money, a free robe, a thimble out of the river because they made their case. Trees grow faster in the city, according to the study. The nutrients depleted my body. No electricity is going to open that door. Ice is slow and not enough to keep my attention. my attention. Everybody acting like an altar boy, dragging their disagreements in the streets, stopped slow and coy, using their vestments for sheets. A few quick turns and pleas for a reward. The holding cell is empty and I don't choose to open it today. I paid to replace the battery and canceled my appointments. The dentist charged me a late fee. Neighbor watched his lawn instead of the TV. And here's the moral of the story. I put my dinner in a glass and filled it with water, drank half and left the rest. I threw in some safety pins to see how fast they'd rust, and after 6 months, there were still no results. This is about the burdens of being God's chosen vessel. It's called White Cello. Take the envelope next to you. Talk to me. I'm in the open window. I'm not in time, but I've got your watch and I need to learn to play this white cello. Scratch the surface. I'm on the shore with a can of sugar. It's never bitter. I'd really rather be playing, though, because I like the white strings and the white bow. That's not her. That's her. Was the simplest thing you said today. I'm still reeling with no new moments except now. You don't possess any microscope, so I will take the telescope. I keep trying to be angelic, which isn't easy after getting desensitized with disappointments every night, eating fresh vegetables but planning. You already know, and then you talk me out of it. You don't have a pistol in your waistcoat. Your teeth aren't flecked with flax seeds. My misjudgments are my own, and most are unknown. And just because I'm a pacifist doesn't mean that I will just let anyone fucking abuse me. And speaking of myself, notice me! I'm standing next to the tree where the guy crashed the stolen car, then got out and ran for it. But I can behave for over 100 days, and I've squandered my efforts and so much goodwill that I sometimes still need to convince myself that I should try to take lessons to play at all. But I'm sure that you want me to, and I know what I can do. And with that, we're not missing anything. We're humming songs through the phone. We're midnight movers. We're holy rollers without a religion. No, we're not. And don't be that fucking guy on the bike in the right lane racing for his life against rush hour traffic in the morning. I know you are, and you know that I care, and I feel like I'm Clark Kent dressed in primary colors, and I just haven't taken off my glasses yet. She said, as long as it's not evil, and I said to her, I cannot be evil, certainly not fucking right now. But it's the rising sun, it's a hard-boiled egg, it's basil, it's a blue charm. I just want to play the white cello. I just want to sit in a circle and think about it some more. So we're gonna wrap this up? No, you're just testing people's patience now. No, I'm thinking out loud. It's warm communication going on here. See, that's what I'm talking about. So now we're gonna change some channels. Quarters, nickels, and sunbathers all must be wearing a blue suit. Go to the Slanson cutoff and cut off your Slanson. It'll be like reverse safari where they put on lions and cheetahs and tigers in a truck and drive them around to show people shopping and walking around and pumping street fucking. It's an apex of manifestation. It won't be that's something that's in the Bible, but it'll be like the Bible, or it'll be suburban safari where some guy named Greg gives you a little pith helmet and plastic binoculars and you can sit at the kitchen table and wait for his fucking cat to use the litter box. But why does it gotta be white? Never heard from before. Advertising space available. Clean, clear water, and of course the tastiest fucking tomatoes. A lot of fucks today. It's a fuckity fuck kind of fucking thing, you know, says the poet, says the fucking wordsmith. Fuckity fuck baby, that's right. Called I Got Away Alive. alive and sane. I've been living like the whole FBI died in a Kool-Aid mistake. I've been keeping a time bomb in my shoe so I know that my watch is correct. I got a tiger by the tail waiting for it to end tomorrow. I've been up all night burning my bridges, making jokes about ex-friends' fetishes. I won't tell you to hold on or say you don't deserve what you get, and you certainly fucking won't ever see me take the first step. I got a tiger by the tail waiting for it to end tomorrow. I got a floorboard in the garage. I've been overstimulated. I've been sore. I got away alive and sane. I didn't get strangled or stained. I got away alive and sane. It's called Sympathy for the Cowboy. Sympathy for the cowboy, all alone on the range. After the war ended, he was forced to change his name. Sympathy for the cowboy, holding his dying brother, who begged with his last breath, "Tell mother I died with honor." Sympathy for the meth lab, and all who fight in harm's way, who hope to abolish the minimum wage and charge only $15 a day. Sympathy for modern times, and those who argue that they're right. Sympathy for the victim, who has all the laws on their side. Sympathy for the student, who's only lived in a theory, in a hammer and sickle t-shirt, walking away from the barricade. Sympathy for the lawsuit, and all who fought for reform. Sympathy for the bumper sticker, telling you to be reborn. Sympathy for the stallion, running free and too wild to ride. Sympathy for the guy who tried. His wife cried, him and his foolish pride. Sympathy for the strawberry and the trial separations. Press releases pleading for privacy and doing it for the kids. Sympathy for the nihilist, sucking on his cigarette, cutting you off in traffic. No constraints of guilt or regret. Sympathy for the stalker, on his computer outside, looking at pictures of you in high school, saving each one, even if it takes all night. Sympathy for the cowboy, whose son moved off the ranch, said he might be coming back soon if there's no change of plans. Truly. Called Canary Milk. Sweltering sun in the forecast, but it's raining right now. Retired teens nostalgic for holograms as their granddads watch rocks roll on the ground and wonder when they can be farmers in glass pots on Mars. While Amanda eats factory fresh candies and laughs jaggedly at vulgar stories. The boy who awoke in the toy aisle one evening moved more elegantly than his mother had ever seen as he picked items off a worn, well-folded list before deciding he'd rather have a pet eel instead, while Amanda watches her neighbors bickering and daydreams deleted scenes from their past. The delivery man is ready for the weekend as he ignores reports on the European heat wave, instead marveling about the new house on his route and how much it must cost each month to keep the swans fed and the water in the lagoon fresh. While Amanda feels no urgency to call back her agency and laughs at people voluntarily photographing their chores. It's like, it's so sad. Where was I on the night of the 15th? Is it true that you used offensive language? cruelty-free heroin. What did I say once? It was pretty good. I said something to the effect that I can't repeat it. Well, I just won't repeat it. Well, fuck it, I won't. There are mosquitoes that go around on hosts that don't know any better. And these mosquitoes land upon them, and they suck, and they suck, and they suck, and they suck. And eventually the host dies off, and the mosquito flies away to find another host. That's what this is about. It's called Cruelty for Heroin. When the Guardian goes mad, the sun rains against their eardrums, indistinguishable from Morse code tapping on a copper plate. Yes, when the Guardian has gone mad, they're found singing love songs to tanks, draping staircases and flags, breaking windows to decorate their faces with the glass. When the Guardian goes mad, they're captured pushing a pickaxe into an LED screen and detained for threatening to throw steaks at gas station attendants. When the Guardian goes mad, people suddenly remember to turn on AM radio and patiently follow guidelines before filing a full report, though there are always doubters and passers-by who start conspiracies, the usual being that this was a planned distraction. If the Guardian goes mad, they'll arrive at every award ceremony with a mirror in hand and a ribbon under their chin and make demands to review the voting process when they don't win. If the Guardian goes mad, they'll rue the day they lost control of their relationships, spending weeks hiring staff to bury paperwork that insists doesn't exist. If the Guardian goes mad, all their meals shall consist of orange peels pulled from chain-link fences and burned coffee, flavored with molded peach reserves. Though there are always doubters ready to offer an opinion of unverifiable proof, summarizing the death and maps are the only real measures of impact. Can you imagine being that fucking sick? If the Guardian cracks up, they'll spend bleak days envisioning trees committing suicide, grandmothers doing crystal meth for the first time, and gnats smeared into toothpaste. If the Guardian cracks up, 7 strangers stuck in a bank will claw at each other to seek cold air in the vault and wait for their families and firemen to arrive and dig them out. If the Guardian cracks up, pirates will walk their own planks and devour themselves once they hit the water, thrashing back at their gnashing teeth, running the seas red until hunter and prey are finally won. Ignorance! Arrogance! The pest control man said unto me, when I was in Japan, I bought cherry bread in a can. I opened it with a knife and slid off the wrapper. The air bubbles stayed floating around in my mouth, and I rolled them around until I returned all the way back to the west. Please, tolerance. The pest control man said unto me, sometimes my apartment building turns into a vending machine and I get deposited out into the evening to provide goods and services for lucky couples with good taste and a few wandering dollars. Together. How you guys doing out there? Any requests? Alright, we're gonna fucking bring this baby in for a landing. No. Alright. It's called Honeybee 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like a coral pink butterfly heading to me, you're looking through your jeweled eyes and I'm waiting for your surprise. A birthday card, an aquarium hung on the wall, a memory in a vein swimming around, arriving too late to hear a favorite song. Flying, flying like a honeybee that counts the flap of its wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keeping everything else alive. Bubbles on the honeycomb coming together in unusually warm weather. Honeybee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keeping everything else alive. And this is our ending of the night. We hope that you enjoy it. This is, of course, called Always, All the Time. Now then, now then, now then! The present is in the future, history is present, the future is present, the present is present, and history is history. And we see the future push to the foreground wonderfully, all three, you and me. I hope our future is like flying birds God bless you, Diane. The weather is in the sea, gravityless moment caught and dotted with cherry trees and colored pencils. There's very little in life that matches what I feel when you smile back at what I whisper back at you. We're in the room and we're out of nowhere, looking at the inlet together in letters and circles, like a slit in the curtain, like a fluttering bird ready to bathe, like an oxidized copper fountain. I want to be with you always, all the time. Like a white shirt with a fresh grass stain, like a streetlight breathing air, like waving from the top of a ladder. You plan all the plans, always, all the time. Like a strawberry on the counter, like fingernails washed clean, like a bee being curious of a new flower. You are adorable, always, all the time. Like pickled ginger on salmon, like a workbench in the sun, like an invention imagined. We are here with each other, always, all the time. Like a cat cornering a grasshopper, like a lick stamp pressed with a thumb, like a rectangle with unbroken corners. You are mine, I am yours, always, all the time. All right, folks, that's it. We're done. Hope you had a good time. I, of course, am Richard Millett. Time for the cheap plug. Please, by all means, go to fluxlifeinc.com. All my books and films are available, and they're all wonderful. And now we will hear the quarantine stream. Lovely. All right. Until then, everyone, as I'm fond of saying, stay safe, stay smart, and stay free, because you already are. All right, everyone. By the grace of God, see you next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.